Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from CES in Las Vegas, Nevada. Joining me for this segment, we have Ali Kashani. He is the co-founder and CEO of Nasdaq-listed ServeRobotics, and we're here to discuss the potential of autonomous technology to address critical challenges in transportation and logistics. Ali, it is great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks, and congratulations on your recent listing.
Thank you
As
so
a member
much.
of a Nasdaq-listed company, let's get some background on the company. What was the genesis behind it? How have you evolved to where you are today?
Yeah, so we actually started as a division inside Postmates, which was one of the largest food delivery platforms. This is back in 2017. And then Postmates was acquired by Uber, as you know, and then 2021 we spun out of Uber and became an independent company. So we were about 3 years old when we listed on Nasdaq.
Yeah, I mean, that's remarkable growth and a remarkable trajectory to go from private to public. That's a massive accomplishment.
Thank you.
Where is your growth potential coming from? What is driving that trajectory?
I mean, look, last mile is one of the sectors in transportation that hasn't seen a lot of optimization in cost and efficiency. So if you look at long distance shipping, you can ship something from China to your front door for $2, but it would cost like $10 to get the same thing from Chinatown. So like 5,000 miles is only $2, but 5,000 feet is $10. And that's because ships have gotten bigger and bigger, where 20 people in a cargo ship can do the work of 100,000 people from a couple hundred years ago. But the people at the last mile, the postal workers, do the work of 2 people from 100 years ago, before cars and internet and everything else was invented. So we need to bring efficiency here, and that's the problem we solve. There is infinite appetite for it, and we're starting with food delivery as one of the first sectors.
So you have autonomous robots
Yeah.
that help to achieve these delivery initiatives
That's
at 99.94% completion rate.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
It really is. So where is this taking place? Is it, you mentioned LA before?
That's right.
Is it specific to that region, and are there plans for
Today is just in LA,
Right.
but that's expanding very quickly. So we have about 100 robots, well, had 100 robots last year in LA. We started adding more robots as of December. Magna International, one of the largest automakers in North America, they make our robots, they assemble them right here in Michigan for us. And then we are going to scale up to 2,000 robots across multiple cities in the country by the end of this year. So you're really going to see these robots everywhere. But if you go to LA today, you can open Uber Eats, order from 900 different restaurants, and one of our robots would bring your food for you like today.
It's like the Jetsons from when I was a
Yes.
kid coming to life. What about the 3rd gen robot?
So we just launched this a couple of months ago, our newest generation robot. There's a lot of engineering work going on. It's like our last gen robot was really like the first iPhone. Now this is the 2nd. There's going to be like 12 more iterations. We're always improving everything. These new robots are twice as fast, have 70% more battery life. They have more cargo space. They deal with more weather conditions. They have multiple times more compute power thanks to NVIDIA. So all of that, but at half the cost.
Wow.
So a lot of improvements, and also bring the cost down.
Well, I mean, it's also great when you're thinking about margins.
That's
from
right.
an operating perspective. What about the Wing Aviation partnership?
Yeah, so we can address about half of deliveries in the country that are only a couple of miles in distance. When you look at the actual data, that's pretty phenomenal. These robots can address half of the market, but what do you do with the other half when you have to go 5-6 miles, for example? And that's what drones are going to be really good for. And they're now entering the stage where you're seeing them in more cities. They got permission to operate beyond line of sight in Dallas. So we are going to be doing a pilot with Wing in Dallas, where our robots would pick up things from restaurants, which is pretty hard for a drone to get to the front of a restaurant.
Right.
And then we would bring it to a handoff area where we automatically, no human involvement, hand it to a drone who can then bring it to your home.
From a logistics perspective, and this is probably a very elementary question, is there traffic control for drones? Let's say businesses start to deploy this technology. I know there's sensors on there, but is there like a scheduling system, almost like an air traffic control?
Absolutely, yeah. There are people, our robots, there are people in charge of them at any time to make sure that if they need any help, they can be getting out of a jam, or there are times where we actually want someone to watch over their shoulder and make sure that everything is done safely. So humans are going to be involved, but every person who is involved is sitting behind a computer monitoring multiple robots doing their job. So that's kind of where the efficiency really comes in.
So it's almost like air traffic control for people,
exactly.
airplanes, but for
That's right.
the
Very
drones.
similar to the fleet of airplanes. Yeah.
Wow, that is fascinating. When do you think more mass adoption or this being available at scale? Are we looking at, it'll come to my suburban neighborhood in New Jersey,
Yeah.
3 years, 5 years? What does that look like?
Oh, less. I think we are looking at expansion across multiple cities this year. Again, 2,000 robots is one of the largest fleets of its size by the time we do that, and that's going to be done by the end of this year.
Wow.
And then, of course, we are going to keep growing very rapidly after that. That's definitely the plan.
All right, Ali, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me from CES. I'm Jill Malandrino.